sensitizing brands on the ins and outs of Metaverse, helping brands leverage more engagement through immersive capabilities of the Metaverse, and helping them prioritize strategies in deploying the same. Presiding over these intensely informative online events is Mr. Sunil Arora, co-founder of Trace Network Labs. Sunil has been in the fashion and apparel sector for more than 35 years and has mastered the digital fashion space in depth while working with more than 1,000 companies worldwide. He has also been associated with leading institutes like NIF Delhi, FIT New York, London and Paris School of Fashion, and has been instrumental in the automation of garment manufacturing and global supply chain. We welcome you, Sunil, and thanks for taking out the time today.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Technopack, for giving me this kind of an opportunity for interaction with the right kind of people in the industry and answering their questions, solving their issues, and basically explaining the overall concept of Metaverse, which they have been hearing about and have always been inquisitive about. So, and the idea is to give it out to them in a very, very simple industry language rather than utilizing or using any kind of a technology or management jargon. So the idea over here with these scenarios is I will start on the basics in a very, very basic way, which everybody can understand. And accordingly, we'll take individual areas where Metaverse can help the fashion industry, where the possibilities are there, and where you can have an achievement of benefit out of that. So generally speaking, the pandemic has changed our ways of interaction, our ways of shopping, engagements, connection to customers, our thought processes, behaviors, acceptabilities, ways to communicate, ways to experience, to connect, all these have changed. And Metaverse is one of the major technological evolution which has been instrumental in that, which has been wanting to solve the issues over there. And that's what this series of webinars and other kind of interaction that we are planning will be of help to you. So I move ahead on my presentation. So the table of content over here would be what is Metaverse, how fashion is entering the Metaverse, where to start, and what are the opportunities for the businesses, and decoding the overall series. It will be a series of 8 to 10 webinar or other interaction series, and we will be in a position to solve things one by one into taking individual areas and taking your question and answers, taking your questions and clarifications along the way. So what is Metaverse? I mean, considering this is the first of the series, I do not want to get into any kind of a technological language on that, technological explanation on that. Metaverse, in very, very simple language for the fashion and apparel industry globally, is the next level of internet. It is the next level of immersive web experience. It is the next level of possibility for the internet and the possibilities of utilizing it in the best possible ways. So just consider it that it is next level of internet, nothing else. And how fashion is entering into the Metaverse. You have been hearing about luxury brands, retailers, and consumers themselves have been doing a lot of things over the past almost like 2 years, where 2021 has been instrumental in having almost all luxury companies entering into it and getting into some level of digital fashion related activity by allowing the consumers to get onto digital only scenarios. In 2022, slowly all other retail companies have also started entering. So in terms of the components, in terms of the Metaverse ecosystem, we keep hearing the words avatars, we keep hearing the word NFTs, we keep hearing the words events, experiences, interactions, environments, usability, earnability, salability, all those kind of words are regularly in the news, regularly being put in front of you, where you understand some parts of it, some you do not. But once I start to relate it to your business, once I start to relate it to the kind of work that you're doing, once I start to relate it to the benefits it can provide you, you'll probably start to understand the overall and underlying logics of that very, very clearly. So where to start and what are the opportunities of the business? So genuinely, digital fashion, avatars, these are the ways to start. And the opportunities are global promotion. The opportunities are creating separate earning streams for you. The opportunities could be completely sustainable collections. The opportunities could be getting onto a new stream of income, as well as new stream of engagements with the consumers. So these are the kind of opportunities which are there for fashion and other businesses. More so for fashion, because over there an expression is very, very important. More so for beauty and lifestyle industries also in a similar way. So basically what I will be talking of mainly would be related to fashion and accessories and apparel industry. It will be related to beauty and lifestyle industry completely. So these are the ways to start on it. So the idea of this particular exercise is basically to give you the possibilities which the concept can give you, and how to adopt those possibilities to get the right kind of benefits. So that is what we call as decoding the metaverse scenarios, and that's why we have tied up with Technopack to give you the right kind of inputs on it. So the series will have various kind of possibilities on it, how to go about the opportunities, how to utilize the opportunities, what is virtual reality, the Indian market scenarios, international market scenarios, all those possibilities will be showcased to you. So before I move to the next level of my presentation, I show you a small video of mine where you can have the possibilities of how the avatars get made and what the avatars can do on Trace Network platform. So this is about a 2-minute video. This is how this is an exercise which is showing how avatars get made on our platform. You can come on our platform, give your basic details, your video or your pictures, your uploaded selfie of yours, give your basic information, name, gender, body type, email, and then you say, I want to generate my avatar. It takes about 90 seconds for you to make your avatar, which is a genuine, real looking avatar. And there are possibilities with this real looking avatar. I can have it try on various kind of clothes from the multiple brands which are attached with me. So you are seeing this girl is now in a position to try on all these kind of t-shirts. I am in a position to give various kind of stances onto her, so she can walk, she can have all kind of other movements, various other kind of difficult movements like a dance movement can also be put onto it. And this is just to show you some examples of the stances. Stances can be anybody, anything. The garments can be anything. The different brands can give me all these kind of garments. So basically, I'm attaching with multiple brands. I'm in a position to give multiple stances to the avatars. I'm also in a position to give and change the 3D background. So you are in a position to create this particular thing into a visual scenario which can be utilized in social media. It can be utilized in advertising. It can be utilized as fashion shows, or it can be used in travel industry in a very, very big way. So this is the basis, this is the building block of the kind of offering that we have. And that offering now will get bundled into various kind of possibilities. Just to give you just to give you a recap of things so that you can have a look at it again. So this is what you are in a position to do. You are in a position to create your avatar, have the possibility of interacting with multiple types of clothes from digital clothes from multiple brands, put various kind of stances on your avatar, and then change the backgrounds, and then you are in a position to change this, take this avatar of yours with all the kind of digital assets which you have bought, either it is clothes or sneakers or any kind of wearables, and then you can move around in metaverses or meetings like that we are doing right now, or any kind of events or various other kind of possibilities are there, or you could be using it in games, you could be using it in social media, you could be using it in events. So all those possibilities become available with this avatar. Once you own this avatar, you have the possibility of doing that. Now I go back to my presentation again. Can you all see it? I hope so. Yes, I move to the next level of scenario, which is an introduction to experiential commerce, which is generally the future of fashion retail. In experiential commerce, what you are in a position to do, I'm using the building blocks which I have shown you, whether it is avatars or digital fashion or digital assets available as NFTs, or saleability of those, or interoperability of avatars into various metaverses and various other kind of things. So I'm utilizing all these kind of building blocks which have been built by us to utilize it into experiential commerce. You have heard about e-commerce. I'm talking of experiential commerce, which is X-commerce. So what has happened over the past, I would say 12 years, e-commerce has given a lot of convenience of sales to the fashion brands. E-commerce has given a lot of commerce and a lot of convenience, but it has taken away the experience of shopping. It has given you ease of purchasing, but it has genuinely taken away the shopping experience which is there. The way you roam around in a brick and mortar store, it has taken away that. You just go to a e-commerce site, you select a few things, it gives you options, you select what is your size, and that's about it. You click on it, pay the thing, and it comes to your place, and then you can probably say I like it or I do not like it, or maybe there are sites which are giving you some kind of a virtual try on superimposed onto your pictures or something like that to give you an idea of how it looks. That is e-commerce, but it has taken away your shopping with your loved ones. It has taken away the overall experience of roaming around in a brick and mortar store, for which these brands have paid heavily. They have spent heavily on that, but that experience is not available to you. Yes, you have given them convenience, you have given them commerce, you have given them various other kind of scenarios, but they are still not able to connect with you in the proper engaging way. So experiential commerce, our offering, Trace's offering with Technopack, is in a position to create that particular way of brand connect and have a new way of involvement and engagement with the consumer with the right kind of convenience of the e-commerce. So that is what is experiential commerce, where you can move around in a genuine 3D store which is selling 3D clothes, and your avatar can move around in that as if you are moving around in a normal store, absolutely real life like, and you have the possibility of picking garments, interacting with those garments, taking all the kind of details of those garments, trying out a few categories, and then moving around in it, and then probably wanting to buy that as digital only way, or there is a possibility of connecting that to your e-commerce so that you have the possibility of buying things in physical also as well as in digital. So a phygital way of sales is also possible through our offering. So it's a different and new engagement which we are in a position to create and create new category of digital consumers, as well as we are getting on to the loyal consumers from the past. So you're giving a new possibility of brand engagement to the loyal consumers who have been buying from your brand, and you are also in a position to attract new digital only consumers who want to buy digital only clothes, but in case they get to like it too much, they also have the possibility of coming back to it and saying that I want the physical side of it also, and it gets integrated right there and then. So it's a different and an enhanced way of brand engagement where you are in a position to give a genuine immersive experience of shopping. You are in a position to give the possibility of connecting it with your the physical goods, physical collections of yours, and you have the possibility of creating overall convenience, overall experience, overall purchase, and a great environment to put it onto your avatar or onto your physical self. So digital plus phygital is the new way to progress ahead for fashion brands and retailers. So this is another possibility which we'll talk about later. This is a slide which I'd like to take probably a little later. So I would rather like to say the kind of challenges that you're facing right now are like these. Commerce and convenience without the shopping experience. Then physical products are there. Presently, you only have physical products. Expensive and conventional process cycles are there. You have a design cycle, which is an expensive cycle. You have a manufacturing cycle. You have a shipment cycle. You have a payment collection cycle. And then the issues of sustainability and wastage, the issues of environmental pollution. All these are the normal challenges which are being faced by the fashion industry in a very, very big way. So how do we get to solve that? We are in a position to solve that with virtual stores with immersive experiences, which giving you the possibility of virtual try-ons completely integrated with your physical side of the e-business, and providing these kind of benefits to you. The benefits are we are in a position to create digital NFT merchandise for millions of metaverse residents or avatars. And there is a possibility of creating it once and selling it multiple times. Then engaging and involving with the consumer in a new immersive way, which is very, very different. It's very, very immersive. It is very, very real like. Easy to create, easy to sell, easy to ship, and easy to collect payments. So there are no issues of creation or selling or shipment or collections. So you are creating everything on a digital only environment, and you are in a position to start selling it from the next day as NFTs. You have the possibility of selling it to millions of metaverse users. You have the possibility of shipping it out just in an instant in case he goes in for it, virtually tries it on and likes it and wants to buy it. Immediate scenario is there for shipping it out to their digital wardrobes, and immediate scenario is there to collect payments from their digital wallets into your digital wallets. Then you are in a position to expand the offering to a new digital consumer base, which is digital only consumer scenarios, which are Generation Z, which is heavily onto internet, heavily onto these digital landscapes. So you expanding your offering, you're expanding your brand to a new consumer base, which is buying mainly digital only goods. And you're also engaging with your earlier loyal customers through phygital options and integrated to e-commerce. This scenario is totally sustainable. It creates very, very less wastage, complete environment protection, and complete reduced carbon footprint. It offers you a global market reach, and it gives you the possibility of augmenting your predictive analytics and forecasting solutions, and giving you the possibility of trying digital collections first and create physical collections or manufacture physical side of it on response tracking of that. So this is a new novel way to sell digital only clothes or phygital clothes, creating new earnings for you, absolutely low investment scenario, highly and easily scalable, because you are creating it once and you have the possibility of selling it multiple number of times. It gives you complete IP protection, complete authentic IP protection to the creator, that is you, and authentication to the buyer that it is coming from the right brand. That gets done through NFTs. Completely pandemic free. Pandemic is low but not gone. You never know when it can go up again, and you have closed factories and various other kind of issues which we have faced in the last 2 years. So similar scenarios can occur again, but this digital fashion possibility gives you a scenario where you do not need to bother on that. You can easily work from home, create from home, design from home, and genuinely it's a level field, giving competition. As even as a brand, even as a budding brand, even as a budding designer, you are in a position to create a possibility for yourself and give competition to the LVs of the world. So this is a scenario which is giving you all those kind of possibilities. Then it is giving you a global promotion, as I've told you earlier. New consumer base is available. Then informed decision making, no predictive analytics or forecasting is required. You can easily have this as a way, because this is a much more and much better informed decision making scenario, which is giving you everything in a live scenario, where you can see which ones of your designs are running well in which categories globally, in which geographies globally, and in which colors, silhouettes, designs globally. So you have the possibility of having this data and analyzing this data in a real-time basis. You can probably create it today and have the data in the next 15 days or a month, and then utilize that data to do a genuine analysis of what is going to be sold, depending on what is actually being virtually tried on or interacted upon or sold on your digital only scenarios. So this is what is available. It also offers perpetual royalties for the brands on reselling. Reselling has come as a way in the physical side of things also, but there are limitations on it. How many times can you resell a physical good by mending it or by repairing it? So it's possible maybe one or two times, and it's a new concept. It's a concept which is still not very popular, but yes, it's gaining popularity on the physical side of it also. But on the digital side, it can easily be sold again and again. And being in an NFT, there's an investability aspect to it, there's a collectibility aspect to it also. Because every digital aspect, every digital asset is connected with an NFT, sold with an NFT, to give you various possibilities. And the few possibilities which I would say 99 of the fashion industry is utilizing right now is only related to the investability and collectibility side of it. I'm giving an extra scenario of variability and usability to it. I'm giving a possibility of creating an earning stream out of digital only goods. You also have the possibility of creating a limited edition concepts on it and selling it as limited edition collectibles. That can also be done. And of course, the same concept is applicable to all wearables or non-wearable categories in apparel and lifestyle space. So basically, we would be covering and various other kind of possibilities. The way my presentation is showing, fashion meets the metaverse, opportunities for digital fashion businesses, designing fashion in the metaverses, fashion metaverse and strategies and trends. We'll be going through various kind of scenarios on it, and you will have the possibilities of looking at it in that way. So now I'm open for questions. Over to Sunaina.
Thank you, Sunil, for the insightful talk. We now open the forum for questions. Would love to hear the participants' thoughts, suggestions, reviews, and/or any questions. Sunil, we've already received a number of them. Anjali here wants to know what is the time taken for enabling this metaverse journey for a brand or a business?
It totally depends on the size and what they are wanting. The smallest scenario that we have, we take up approximately 60-day kind of an exercise with a brand and create a collection, create an immersive virtual store for them in the metaverse. And it is initially started as metaverse.yourbrand.com, but it can be allocated to multiple metaverses. We have our own metaverse. We are coming out with that. So you'll have the possibility of utilizing it. And the store is given to you. The store also is given to you as a metaverse, as an NFT, and you also have a collection of yours, which is your physical collection to start with. It is converted onto a digital collection using 3D technologies. We have several 3D companies which are attached to us for that, or if in case the brand is themselves doing something in 3D, then it reduces the time taken to hop on to metaverse. So approximately, I would say a period of 45 to 60 days is what it takes.
Right. Okay. Continuing with that, Ayush wants to know what is the minimum requirement? Is there a limitation or a minimum requirement for the number of SKUs while a brand is thinking of the metaverse journey?
If a brand is wanting to make uh, an a showroom, the minimum SKUs required in a showroom, let's say a showroom, the minimum showroom that we make is of about similar to what is 1,000 square feet scenario. 1,000 square feet showroom in a digital mall. I think the minimum scenario requirement is about 25 different styles in a collection. That is what is required. Multiple categories can be there. But yes, you can keep on adding more and more to it. What we do an exercise with you is the first 25. So that, and in that we train you on that aspect of it, how to go about it, how to create those kind of scenarios in 3D, how to utilize multiple 3D capabilities from outside agencies which will introduce you to, and then ultimately you are in a position to sell that in digital only or phygital ways. So that is what is the scenario. So approximately 25 to 30 is what we look at as a minimum scenario.
Okay. We have another question from Ramesh Agarwal. He wants to know, can we move between metaverses in the buddy avatars? Is that a
Yes.
possibility?
Yes, there is a possibility, and that's what we are architecting about. But yes, most metaverses are not open as yet, so that possibility is still evolving. It's been worked upon. Integrations are happening, and in the times to come, in a matter of few months, things will be opening up, and more metaverses and interoperability between those metaverses, where buddy avatars from Trace will be in a position to move from one to another, or from theirs also move on to our metaverses. So all that will start to open. These things are still evolving, but yes, it is going to open very soon.
Right. We have another very interesting question. Tripti here wants to know, how do you think metaverse will impact the creative space for designers and brands?
Yeah. So it is giving designers and budding fashion brands a big possibility, because it is creating an environment where you are in a position to create it today and start selling it the next day, which is
Right.
absolutely an unheard of scenario in a physical atmosphere, where you create it, you design it, you create it, you have samples ready, you do a lot of sampling scenarios, there are cycles on it, and then in case you want to, then you probably plan it out which are the best ones which will run. There is a lot of predictive analytics running on that, and then after that you get on to how much to produce, so you start producing that. So all this is a huge time involvement. There is a lot of capital involvement, there's a lot of effort and manpower involvement. But this concept of yours, a single person, a single designer knowing 3D can genuinely single-handedly take it from a design to actual sale to collecting everything in your house in a matter of few hours. So absolutely an unheard of scenario, and it is totally the capability of your design where you can give a competition to the LVs of the world. What is the difference between you and the LV is hardly anything. It's the capability of probably a team over there. Over here, you are probably a single guy. So that is the kind of only difference between you and the LVs of the world. So generally, it gives a great possibility. Metaverse is a level field. It can create for the budding people, the designers who have never even produced anything physically, never done a single work on actual sewing of a garment, can actually start becoming the designers of the world, the popular designers of the world in the digital only space. The blockchain users are going to be reaching 1.5 billion people by the end of 2022. And on that, trillions worth of digital scenarios are being thought of, trillions worth of digital possibilities are being thought of, and hundreds of companies, whether it is fashion or technology companies, are spending billions on it. So it is mainly because the kind of possibility it is creating for several industries, and more so for the fashion industry, which is having issues of sustainability, which is having issues of physical wastage, having issues of environmental problems, having issues of creating and putting heavy investments into the thing. Over here, you are in a position to do it with a low investment, without any kind of a large manpower, without any kind of a hard capital investment, and starting to do that depending on the capability of your design, you are in a position to achieve very, very big, almost as much as big designers or big brands are already achieving. So it's a great possibility for the budding people, the budding designers, the budding scenarios to utilize metaverse in a very, very big way.
Right. Talking about creative possibility and designers, Saloni Pravendra here wants to know what are the benefits of an avatar over a human model with reference to experiential commerce.
Experiential commerce, I mean, you would need to elaborate that particular thing more. Experiential commerce can only be exercised in a 3D environment with your avatars. So Trace makes your real looking avatars, because we are from the fashion trade. We do not work on cartoonish or gamish kind of avatars. We work we work on cartoonish and gamish avatars for games. People who are wanting to utilize their scenarios, their avatars in games, they go in for gamish and cartoonish avatars. While people who are wanting to utilize it or be as themselves, want to express themselves in metaverses, stores or concept stores, or they want to use it in events or various kind of meetings that we are having. So there they want regular, real looking avatars. And for them to express things, they need to buy digital only clothes. And those digital only clothes can be bought over in experiential way, in a new engaging way through experiential commerce from Trace Network. So there is a great scenario over here which is giving you the possibility of uh, doing social commerce, doing social shopping, where you are joining from one place and your friends or loved ones are joining from any other place in global geography, and you can genuinely go through this particular showroom of experiential commerce with your friends or loved ones, and genuinely buy clothes as if you're buying it in a physical atmosphere, where you show, do you like this, do you like that, you showcase it to each other, you interact with each other while selling, while buying. So this is what you are in a position to do, where the seller can interact with you for selling it, and you can interact with your loved ones for buying it and showcasing it onto yourself, virtually trying it onto yourself, and then showing it to them and saying, do you like it? Should I buy it? Does it look good? Etc. etc. So all these things are being achieved through real looking avatars, real looking digital clothes, real looking interactive commerce scenario, which is being given the name experiential commerce by Trace Network Labs.
Right. Sanjay Sehgal here wants to know, Sunil, is there an API available?
Sanjoy, hi, thank you very much for joining. Sanjoy is an old friend of mine and a great guy himself. So uh, there is no API kind of a scenario available. What we make available for people is that they have the overall technology stack is like this. You have the asset scenario where there are assets in the virtual showroom. Then there is an interaction layer, and then there is a technology or a gateway layer. So that asset layer of yours is given to you as an NFT also. So you have the possibility of taking it and probably utilizing your own programmers. You can ultimately can develop it yourself, but there are no APIs available right now to do that. What we can do probably is the avatars will be in a position to utilize and come onto your platform in case it's a metaversical platform.
Right. Sunil, we have another question saying that are there any regulations or policies in place for the metaverse currently?
Not very many. It's not too much of a. It's these are the things which are evolving things. The regulations are more related to currencies and wallets rather than anything in metaverse and the kind of benefits it can give. So that is being the currency and the wallet scenario is being solved because across the table you are in a position to very soon you'll be in a position to start utilizing your credit cards on it. So there is what is being used as what is being bought as a digital currency right now will ultimately be purchased through a credit card. So you'll be dealing in fiat currency from now onwards. So there are no other regulations right now. The regulations are mainly related to regulations on the currencies, which have already been solved in a very, very big way by most brands. Yes, Sunana.
Great. Yeah. Sunil, so we have Sunil who wants to know, how does metaverse influence fashion? Is
Oh,
that a direct?
Metaverse is giving great options to the fashion industry, as I've talked heavily on that. It is giving them the possibility of selling digital only goods as NFTs. It is giving them the possibility of complete sustainability, no wastage scenarios. It is giving them the possibility of being global. It is giving them the possibility of offering your collections to a new set of consumers, which are Generation Z, digital consumers. It is giving the possibility of not utilizing predictive analytics and utilizing your sale figures as predictive scenarios to make your physical goods. So it is giving various kind of possibilities, and these are the possibilities which I'm talking of in terms of B2C environment. In the next webinar series, when we in the next webinar that we come on to, we will be talking mainly on the B2B scenario. Presently, today I was talking mainly related to the B2C scenario, which is towards retailers and brands, which people understand in a very, very simple way. People who are not even in the fashion trade, they understand because they buy clothes very, very closely. So, but people who are in the fashion trade, so what metaverse is in store for has in store for the manufacturers of the world or the sourcing companies of the world in the fashion trade, that is what I will be taking care of in the next session. So there are various possibilities for every hub of the fashion industry in the metaverse.
Great. Thanks, Sunil. Any other questions? We'll wait for a couple of minutes. We would love to hear from you, or your thoughts and reviews, your suggestions, and or any queries that you may have. Okay, so we have a question coming in. How are brands using NFTs to keep consumers hooked?
Basically, it is presently what is being done. Brands are just selling NFTs as collectibles rather than anything else. I'm just taking it to a next level where I'm giving them the possibility of wearing and using it. What is the use of a garment if you cannot even wear it? So I'm taking the NFT connection scenario, which is being used by, I would say, 99% of the fashion industry is only talking of investability and collectability scenario, which is as soon as you connect your digital garments, your 3D garments to NFT, it becomes an investable instrument. So that is the reason why most people, most garment companies are into it. While I'm taking it a few steps ahead, I'm giving you the possibility, these possibilities, and I'm also giving the possibility of virtual try-ons and actual usability of those garments as digital only garments. I'm giving the possibility of taking it to the phygital scenario where I'm connecting your e-commerce inventory and collections to the digital collections. The digital collections can ultimately have multiple colors, more number of colors, more number of styles, more number of large collections, because you can easily make those collections in a matter of short time. While physical collections take a longer time to do all that. So ultimately, you start with a smaller physical and digital collections in a phygital scenario, but slowly you'll start moving towards creating more and more digital collections of yours and testing out those digital collections first. So it's a different possibility it gives to the fashion industry in a very, very big way. Yes, Sunana.
Yeah. So, thanks for summing it up. We covered critical points in this webinar today, including what is Metaverse, the various opportunities for brands and retailers to leverage, and the opportunity in the Indian market for the Indian consumer. Now, with this, we conclude this webinar. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining us today. We hope to see you in the next chapter of this series, where we deep dive into other opportunities in Metaverse, more B2B focus for manufacturers, and a walkthrough of a 3D virtual augmented reality simulated environment. The recording of this session will be available on the Technopack website under the Perspective tab. Please feel free to contact us on the coordinates shared in the chat box for any detailed one-on-one discussions for your brand and organization. We look forward to hosting you again in the next webinar of Decoding the Metaverse. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you,
you, Sri.
Sunana. See you again.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.